Hello, my dear.
Oh, hey, Sue. How goes your day?
Well, relatively well, for the most part, except for the review I'm going to do in a bit.
Yeah, I see you're already in the outfit and everything.
How was your day, love? You seem rather frazzled.
Oh, my day.
I'm going to assume it was not good.
You could say that this entire week has just been a freaking shit show. I mean, I already told you about the chaos of Saturday. I don't think I told you about yesterday or today. Well, obviously not today because I just got home.
Well, why don't you start with what happened yesterday, and we'll go from there.
All right, yeah. Start with yesterday. So, the day for the most part was pretty decent. And then 2 o'clock came around, and my coach and the coach from Saturday confronted me, and they're like, oh, you know all that stuff that you did yesterday? Well, we want you to undo it because it doesn't make any sense. Even though I had spoken to the other coach, the day before, saying, hey, if you want me to have the freezer emptied, there's no room for any of the overstock, and if you want to make room for the truck, we have to put the overstock into the end caps. It's going to be mixed. Oh, yeah, not a problem. Not a problem. Magically, now it's a problem. So yesterday, my team lead helped me fix the problem. So we had an entire end cap full of frozen vegetables. Come in this morning. It's empty. Apparently, they actually found homes for said vegetables. So they had my team lead, because she stayed late, put them home. So you would think they would have had overnights. Gee, I don't know. Make a feature? No. My coach comes in and she's like, yeah, we want you to fill this. And I'm like, yes, I will do it when I'm done with my normal tasks. So then they turned around and made my team lead do it instead. So yeah, getting attitude from the upper management for doing something that they asked me to do and then playing stupid about it. Last few days, it's just been annoying. And the customers were kind of annoying today. And certain coworkers were annoying. Like, I had to move a freaking pallet, and I'm in the meat room pulling the pallet out of the freezer. And, the guy in meats is watching me do this. I take the pallet, I put it down on top of another empty pallet, and he's like, oh, I don't want that there because that's where I put my RPCs. It's like, oh, gee, you could have said something before I put the damn thing down because it's clearly heavy. So, I go to pick it up again, and of course, I get a freaking splinter up my finger because of that. It's like, oh, gee, thanks, asshole. Couldn't say that to his face, but I really wanted to. So, yeah, I'm sorry if I'm in a bit of a mood, but it's just not been a good few days.
Very sorry to hear that. Is the finger going to be okay?
Oh, yeah, I was trying to pick it out myself earlier, and I think I just made it worse.
You might have better luck if you let me take a look at it. If that's okay, that is.
Oh, well, I'd appreciate that, Sue. Thanks. Yeah, I did get it in there pretty deeply.
Well, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to try to push it out. I think that's the only way we're going to have to deal with this, because I don't know where the tweezers are, and I'm afraid it's in too deep for us to use it anyway, so...
Yeah, that should work. I did try it myself, but it's just the angle that it's at, but I think you should be able to get it out. So, thanks again, I appreciate it.
You're welcome, dear. Thing is, I have quite the experience with splinters because of my 2 younger brothers constantly getting into mischief when they were younger, so I should be able to do this, no problem.
Yeah, I'm sorry, but I keep forgetting that you have brothers.
Well, it's understandable. I don't really talk about them much now, do I?
Have you, heard from them at all since,
No, and frankly, I'd rather not. They didn't grow up to be good people. So, it's for the best that they haven't contacted me.
Sorry to hear that.
Don't be, dear. The blow-up with my parents, that was not your fault. Don't ever think it was. They were the ones that came here unannounced, so... And they treated you poorly, and I didn't appreciate that. And if they disowned me over my reaction, then the hell with them, and the hell with my brothers, too.
Oh.
You're right. Sorry, did I hurt you? I'm fine. Don't worry. You see that, blue mark on my palm, under my thumb? Yes, I've always been kind of curious about that. I've noticed it before. Yeah, when I was like in a third grade. Okay, I keep forgetting. Your school system in England is a bit different than mine. Okay, so I was probably 8 or 9 years old, and I have very, very vague memories of this. All I know is that I got a pencil lodged up in that spot where the blue mark is. Yeah, I'm guessing what happened is that I needed a pencil, and one of the other kids, instead of, just handing it to me, was like, "Here, catch, And, sorry, oh, hold still. Instead of, using common sense and, like, dodging it and then picking it up after it fell on the ground, little kid me's like, "Oh, I can catch it," and I did. Painfully. So, yes. For some reason, the school nurse didn't, like, pull the lead out of my hand. And my next memory of the incident was my father using tweezers to pull it out, and it was very painful, more painful than this. Like, to a little kid, it was more painful than this. I mean, I'm sure if this was like 8-year-old me having this done, I'd probably be crying too, but either way, it wasn't a pleasant memory, and that's why I have a random blue mark on my hand that has never gone away, and it never will. I'll literally have it until the day I die, so yeah, there's some random tidbit knowledge for you there. Yeah, it is rather interesting. Like I said before, I've always been curious about that mark on your hand. You were right, by the way. I was right about what? About the web show spying on us. I, finally got the courage to watch it earlier today to see if it did spy. And it did. It most certainly did. Oh. I know, I already, watched it the other day while I was on my lunch. I wasn't, okay then. I was not expecting you to watch it after, Well, I wasn't originally thinking of watching it because I had a feeling that it spied, but I figured I would watch it just in case, make sure I'm not blindsided by anything it would have shown. Were you blindsided? No, I wasn't blindsided. Do you, want to, talk about it? I know you still feel bad about what happened, Sue, so I'd rather not discuss it. Okay? All right, I understand. Thank you. The words that I had said after I had, done the Vulcan pinch. I said those words out of anger. I didn't mean it, Meg. I know. You weren't wrong, though. I was being an idiot. No more than I. I mastered the Vulcan pinch by practicing it on myself all those years ago. When you went home. You practiced it on yourself when you were home alone? Yes, not my brightest moment. Thing is, I had gotten rid of the face pistol at that point, and I wanted to find a way to subdue you that wouldn't be painful, so I did it to myself. And I paralyzed myself on several occasions, and one of the occasions was so bad that I was paralyzed for almost 3 hours. So compared to you accidentally paralyzing me for 15 minutes, it was really nothing, so... Well, in your defense, you were young. Well, younger. I'm just saying. So, have you been, uneasy for the last few days because of, the thing you had mentioned, or didn't really mention earlier? No, not really. I mean, maybe a tiny bit. A lot of my uneasiness for the last few days is because of the creator. The creator? Has she contacted you, threatened you, or anything like that? Oh no, she hasn't contacted me. That's what's making me uneasy. You see, when you did the Vulcan pinch on me, I was expecting the creator to show up in my unconsciousness. And she didn't. So, after I woke up, after we, had our sit down and had our apologies to each other and we had dinner, I was expecting her to maybe render me unconscious to have a word with me, and she didn't. Then I was expecting, well, maybe she's going to give me a call, and she didn't. And then when we went to bed that night, I was thinking, well, maybe she's going to show up in my dreams, and she didn't. So I've just been expecting her to, do something, and nothing has happened. So that's why I'm a little edgy. Well, the reason being, dear, is that after I had rendered you unconscious and before I rewatched your review and edited it, I gave the creator a phone call. You did? Yes, well, it was obviously after I had rendered you unconscious and before I had watched and edited your footage of the review. I rang her up. I wasn't expecting her to answer, to be honest, but she did answer, so I'm thinking she must have known I was going to call her. And, I practically pleaded with her to not retaliate against you, and I said I would do anything. And she's like, anything? And I was like, yes, I'll do anything. So she arranged it that for today's episode, I have to read not one but two Ace Oiler fanfiction out loud. Well, should have known she was going to pull a stunt like that, but... yes, well... She then added on afterwards, by the way, I wasn't going to retaliate against Meg. You did that for me by knocking her out. It took every ounce of my being to not flip out on her for that bloody comment. She paused after saying that and then said, good, you're learning. Bye, and then hung up. Thank you, Sue. You really didn't have to do that. I did though, Meg. I really did. Right. Okay, there we go. Got the bloody thing out. Thank you. Not a problem, love. You might want to, wash up and put a Band-Aid on it. Yeah, that's my plan. I mean, it's not bleeding, but it is a bit tender. So, yeah, I'll be sure to do that. So, while you're upstairs reading those oh-so-lovely stories, want me to start some dinner? Yes, I would appreciate that. It shouldn't take me too long. Usually, even if I have to do a double header, it might be like a half an hour at most, so I would appreciate that, Meg. All right, I'll get in the oven for you. Good luck. Thank you, love. I will need it. I feel bad that she had such a... You got to be bloody kidding me! Are you serious?
Is everything okay up there?
My darling, the web show spied again! Well, it's very good that she didn't decide to take over this review as well. I don't think it would have gone over well. Right, so, you guys spied. Did you enjoy the conversation between the two of us? Personal soap opera, I suppose. So, that means you guys know that I'm going to be reading not one but two Ace Oiler fanfictions, because the creator tricked me. But she was probably going to make me do this anyway, because Meg botched her plan. Well, let's get this over with. What stories do I have to read? Okay, the first one, When the Door Creaks Open. Okay, a little over 600 words. And the second story, Crap in a Crate. Crap in a Crate? Are you serious? And the word count is 1,900 words. Let's just get this bloody thing over with. The author, Ace Oiler. What a shock. No, not really, because you guys already knew that because you were bloody spying. Let's read the description of the first story. When the door creaks open, Blanche abstracts into fantasy at the sight of her prison pen pal. Who can fill the gap? Dedicated to Sama Diane Van 10, the best writer ever. Not. Well, that was rude. It's rated M. All of Ace Oiler's stories are rated M. English is the language. 659 words, 1 review, 1 fave, 1 follow. Published back on May 6th of 2013. When the door creaks open. Wow, it's amazing. For once, the story is not in script formatting. It's written like a regular story. Well, that's promising. Maybe this won't be that... Well, that's promising. Maybe this won't be that bad. When the door creaks open. I don't know what has come over me. It feels so fucking good. Living in this moment in time. I want it to last forever. Blanche uttered this in subdued tones, not I should say wishing, but it says wissing. Is wissing even a word? I don't think it is. To wake the other girls in the house. Blanche looked upon the photos of her prison pen pal as they were pictures of a lover she had known all her life. She admired the way his body muscularly bulged with its tattoos of women's eyes and shallows of paradise. She felt her soul could transcend into another plane looking at him. She thought so, anyway. Her hand began to move slowly from her perky bosoms beneath, under her housecoat, to the gloriously vegetated area of her bush. It had not been wet in a while. This was a fact of biology. She could still not help but press herself beneath and moan like a spooked cow. Ooh, I never want to move. Blanche cooed in ecstasy. The fact remained that, at any time, Dorothy, Sophia, or Rose might accidentally walk in on her that way, rubbing herself to the photo of the man from behind bars, far away. This made her tremble even more so. Ooh, it feels so good. Blanche chirped as she moaned in bemused pleasure, fingering herself even more forcefully, caressing her frosted hair with her other hand. Just then, Blanche's bedroom door began to creak open. Dorothy could be seen in the lurid half-light of her bedroom lamp, looking as staunch and tall as ever. Her manly limbs sank beneath her housecoat duster as her eyes twinkled wistfully at Blanche's barren chest. Blanche continued to push her finger in and out of herself despite Dorothy's presence. What is with these ladies and watching themselves masturbate? What is so sexy about watching someone jerk off or have sex? I mean, I guess that's why there's porn, but to watch someone jerk off, it's awkward. Well, I'd imagine it's awkward. I've never done it myself. She had to seal the deal with the new man from the photo she connected with. Just then, Dorothy began to say something. That's it, baby. That's what Mama wants. I've been waiting for you to do this so many times. Guess this time I got lucky. Dorothy, you're so lewd and crude, but that's exactly what I like, honey. Come over here, Blanche crooned. Dorothy sauntered over to the bed and started rubbing Blanche's legs in fits of impulsive pleasure. Blanche seemed to have something on her mind. She looked off into the distance as one would abstract into the depths of some dark enigma. Dorothy began to lick Blanche's pussy lips as if they were a candy apple, gently, subtly. Beg me, honey, beg me. You know that I want you to beg for me, my sweet surprise. Your surprise is so soft, like a lily petal. Dorothy moaned in a raspy voice. Hit me now, Dorothy. Hit me. Make me your bitch. Oh, please tell me they're not going to be spanking each other. Dorothy began to bludgeon Blanche on the face. Okay, I think a spanking would be more preferable. Blanche squirmed in delight. How would that be delightful? Blanche's eyes remained fixed on the photo of her prison pen pal. His blue eyes, his rugged skin. She bayed like a wolf and arched her back to the electric sensations she felt inside her thighs. Dorothy continued to impale her finger inside of Blanche's blubbery shell. She heard the sounds of her sliding finger and began to trail off to another reality, beyond a dream. Your pen pal, let it be me, Dorothy eagerly pleaded. You can't be, honey. You're very far from what I want. Thank you for touching me, doll, but I have to focus in on what my heart desires. A man. When I heard that door creak open, I knew it would be someone to help me make my dream become not so unreal, just for a while. When the door creaks open, I always see you lying there. I wish you could understand. Dorothy forcefully retorted. In an instant, Blanche wailed as she squatted all over the room. Her climax would reach higher than any lofty peak. She sunk into her bed with pleasure. Now get out, Dorothy. You've served your purpose. The door creaked behind her. How awful are you to use your friend like that? Your friend clearly has feelings for you, and you're allowing her to fuck you just because you want to use her. And I was told that supposedly the Golden Girls are very in character in this story. Well, in all the Ace Oil stories, apparently. Well, that was the first bloody story. Now let's move on to Crap in a Crate. Oh, and it's back in script formatting. Thank you. I really missed that. The summary. When Sophia brings home a crate from a Shady Pines yard sale, Pandora's box is opened. Rated M, of course. It's English, humor, drama. Rose and Blanche are the characters. Word count, 1,954. 2 reviews, 1.5. Published back on September 9th of 2012. You know, the year of the apocalypse, supposedly. The apocalypse of common sense, apparently. Obviously, this is complete. Right. Crap in a Crate. Scene 1. Fool me once, stinky poo. Blanche and Dorothy are sitting in the living room reading magazines. Suddenly, the door opens and Sophia emerges, carrying a large crate in her arms. Blanche, why, Sophia? You got your hands full. Do you need some help, honey? Sophia, no. Let an old lady carry this crate of crap and give me a hernia, why don't you? Of course I need help. Blanche, why, Shirley, I'm glad to help. Dorothy, Ma, what have you got there? Sophia, I don't know, pussycat. There was an auction at the Shady Pines because Elmer Crump, I don't know if I'm saying that right, finally croaked. I got this crate that was in the back of his closet. Blanche, goody, goody. Let's see what the old cougar had stored up all these years. I know that older gentlemen like to store their spiciest keepsakes in boxes to be forgotten in some dusty corner. Sophia, yeah, you would know. Blanche, well, I don't want to brag, but I have done my share of sleuthing. Dorothy, maybe there will be something valuable. We really do need a new refrigerator, since Blanche's supply of mystery fluids spilled and stunk up the kitchen. Blanche, now, Dorothy, those were very invaluable fluids that I collected from many men. Oh my God, I should have told Meg that I was going to do the review after we ate, not before. Well, hopefully I don't chuck all over her. That'd be a wonderful way to thank her for dinner. Thank you, love. Blah! In the near future, I could use those little tadpoles to fertilize my salvageable eggs. Sophia, dream on. Dorothy, let's look. Blanche, lay it down here on the table. Blanche hobbles over to the table and lets the heavy crate collapse on the table. Dorothy runs to the kitchen for a mallet and starts to ferociously tear open the crate. Blanche and Sophia stand by in fixed anticipation. Dorothy, gosh, this crate is really hard to get open. The cracks are so narrow. Sophia, take a lesson from the crate, Blanche. Your cracks are far from narrow. Blanche, why, Sophia? It is well beknown among my clientele of suitors that my cracks have certain special qualities. That information is classified. Sophia, are you kidding? The whole world knows your cracks are so stretched you have to hold your pussycat together whenever you watch Bob Hope, or Curl-up will come out. Dorothy, they call it a queef now, Blanche. Blanche, so I have heard, in the bathroom of the Rusty Anchor, but that's a different story. Sophia, shut up and open the crate. Dorothy, What's that smell? Sophia. Sorry. Blanche. No, Sophia. That ain't a fart or even a Ted. That's something rotten or something. Blanche reaches into the crate and picks up a musty human head. Slime running down her manicured fingernails. Well, that was unexpected. Did M. Night Shyamalan write this fanfiction? Blanche. It's a... Sophia. It's a head, stupid. Dorothy. What the hell is that doing in there, and why does it look like it's still decomposing? Sophia. Probably all of that juice that was in there, wrong there, kept it moist and preserved. Blanche. Ugh. Oh, I guess she's supposed to be going, ah? Why? How is that adorable? That's disgusting and disturbing. And call the police! Sophie and Dorothy. Shut up, Blanche. Blanche. I need some air. Okay, maybe she was supposed to be going on whore. But don't have it say, oh. Just then, Rose pedals down the hallway, whistling the theme song from Cheers. Dorothy takes the head and throws it back into the crate, slamming the top back on. Rose. Hi, girls. What are you all up to? Sophia. We're just, starting up a compost crate. Yes, that's it. Rose. That would explain that yucky ducky smell. Why does it look like Blanche just saw a ghost? Sophia. No reason. She's just having another one of her moods. You know, about how she thinks she's old, ugly, and useless, like she isn't. No, she isn't any of those things. Ha. Rose. I'm sure I can help. We used to have compost heaps on the farm in St. Olaf. I never remember them being so stinky, though. Dorothy. Well, this is a very special compost heap, Rose. It has a lot of things that Blanche contributed. Rose. Say no more, Dorothy. I don't want to have any more nightmares tonight, like that time I saw Blanche with Stephen Slimwang. I still don't really understand what happened. Dorothy. Why don't you go get us some of your lemonade, Rose? I think we'd all like some. Rose. Hokey dokey doo-doo. Be back in a flash. Sophia. Jeez, this rotten head is probably smarter than that fucking retard, Rose. Sorry if I offended anyone by saying that. That's not a word I like to say, to be honest. Scene 2. Give me head. They better not do any bloody necrophilia in the story, or I swear to God, Meg will be forced to use the Vulcan pinch on me again, because I will try to break into this computer, find Ace Oiler, hunt him down, and kill him. Rose superstitiously. Serendipitously, sorry, not superstitiously, creeps into the garage in the middle of the night. She puts her face up to sniff! My God! What the hell is with this? The air, and of all the scent of the old crate. Suddenly, she falls over and scrapes her knee on the concrete in the dock. Rose. Ouchie douchey hoo-hoo. Ouchie douchey hoo-hoo. Owie, what is she, 12? No, that's an insult to 12-year-olds. What is she, 2? That's better. The garage door swings open and reveals Blanche in her housecoat, her arm akimbo and her finger waggling in astonishment. Blanche. Just what do you think you're doing, Rose? It's the middle of the night. Rose. I know that, Blanche. I was just trying to sneak a peek at the compost crate to see if you girls really know what you're doing. Blanche. Rose, we told you we didn't want your help. Why? We're going to take it over first thing in the morning for the public community garden. Rose. You really do think I'm stupid, don't you? I know you girls are trying to pull the wool over my eyes. Blanche. No, really, we aren't. If you think so, look for yourself. Rose. I think I just might. Blanche. No, Rose. Let's have some cheesecake, Kay. You don't want to be touching that nasty old garbage at this time of night. You already smelled how bad the odor is. Rose. I'll be the judge of that, Blanche. Blanche. Wait! I gotta tell you one little thing. You don't want to look in that crate. Rose. I want to. Blanche. Don't say I didn't warn you. Rose pulls open the lid of the crate with great effort. Instantly, a rank odour pervades the garage. Rose, that smell. It's so strong. Blanche, what did I tell you, honey? It's pretty bad. Rose, there are big dumplings floating around in the muck. Blanche, oh gosh, look, Rose. Rose pulls out one of the heads. There's more than one head in there. When did they say there was more? Oh, my goodness. Blanche pulls one of the heads by the hair. The eyes of the man's head are bulbous and bloodshot. Black glop is exuding from the eyelids. Rose, it's a... Blanche, told you. Rose, I'd like to say I'm shocked, but strangely, I feel a little woozy and funny. Blanche, well, let's just get back to bed. It ain't our fault Sophia brought home a crate full of heads in black slime. Rose, just a minute, Blanche. Set the head down on the floor. No, oh my God, no, don't you bloody dare. I swear to bloody God, if you're going in the direction I think you're going in. Blanche sets the head down on the concrete floor. Rose begins to poke the head's eyeball with her long, sharp fingernail. The eyeball stretches inward and like saggy plastic wrap. Rose then twiddles the man's grey hair between her fingers, running her other hand gently down the slope of the head's concave cranium. Ew. Rose starts to lick the head's eyeball. Oh my bloody God! I kind of wish she was upstairs with me right now, but actually, you know what? No, it's probably best. It's probably best that she's downstairs innocently making dinner. I really don't want to risk, something happening again. Don't need a rehash of the last bloody episode. Okay, let's just get this bloody story done and over with. Caressing the ear, slapping the waxy sludge from them. Oh, my bloody God! Blanche, what are you doing? Rose continues to hypnotically rub the head, wiggling her bottom back and forth like a delighted bitch in hate. Oh, Rose strips her panties off slowly and sits on the head. Why the bloody... Rose. Who? Blanche. What the hell? Rose. My stars. Blanche. Rose. He looks like Charlie. Who the hell is Charlie? Blanche. Honey. Stop that. Girls. Scene 3. Coming to. And they spelled coming like the cum that comes out of penis. I'm so glad that it wasn't this episode that Meg decided to take over for. You remember how sometimes when she used to freak out, she would get all ranty, and then she'd just stare at the camera, her face would get super red, and then she'd do that weird, and then fall over. That would be happening right now. Let's get this over with. Sophia and Dorothy run to the garage and stand in astonishment as Rose gyrates on top of the idle-added head. Dorothy, what is she doing? Blanche, she's doing that, and I don't know why. It seems like she's hypnotized or something. Sophia! Snap out of it, Rose! Wake up! Sophia smacks Rose in the face and pushes her off of the head. Rose lies on the floor, unconscious. The girls flock over to Rose and furiously try to revive her. Dorothy, Rose! Rose! Wake up! Blanche, Rose! Wake up now! Wake up, honey! Rose slowly starts to come to. She looks around the room in confusion. Where am I? Sophia, you're in the garage. You just passed out after having that rotten head giving you cholangitis, or whatever that says, to you. Rose, what? Please, I need to breathe. That smell, it makes me feel hoppy. Sophia, open up the garage door. Fresh air wafts into the garage as Rose stands to her feet. Blanche, are you all right, honey? Rose, I think so, but I have this strange feeling in my private place. Because you just shoved a rotten severed head into your... Good thing she has the kitchen door closed. It hurts a little. Dorothy, well, show us. No! You don't have anything we haven't seen before. Sophia, maybe not you, Dorothy. Dorothy, Ma, I got that little thing removed ages ago because I was born a hermaphrodite. Never mind. Okay, well, lovely. Sophia, show us the goods, Rose. Rose lifts her nightie to reveal a mucky black pool gurgling from her vagina. Well, I'm sorry, but why is everyone surprised by this? You took a rotten, severed head, and you were having it eat you out. And you're like, oh, now my vagina's rotting off. Oh no, how could this happen? Because you're being a bloody stupid idiot! Little segmented Little segmented worms swim in and out of, and insufferable odor emanates into the house. Now, Sophia, now that's just wrong. Blanche, ew. Rose, what is it? What is it? Dorothy, from what I've heard, you just let a decapitated, rotting head eat you out. What did you expect? Thank you, Dorothy, thank you. You're on the same page as me, at least. Blanche, sheesh, honey. Rose, call an ambulance. Scene 4. How many more? Okay, we're almost done. The final scene. At least there's no sexual innuendo. Although I don't know if it's supposed to be saying for the sake of the world or for the sake of the world. Cue cheesy instrumental music. There you go, your cheesy music. That was atrocious, but whatever. In the hospital waiting room, the girls wait in trepidation. Suddenly, a nurse screams and runs down the hallway. A rush of doctors, nurses, and orderlies follow suit in pandemonium. Dorothy, what is happening? Nurse, some lady jumped off the ER table and started eating a man's face. She's biting everyone. A zombie. Blanche, what? Dorothy, a zombie, Blanche. Sophia, must be Rose. The girls run into the hallway and see Rose at the far end, walking menacingly towards, mechanically forward, with gore all over her face and her disheveled afro. Sophia, what do we do? Dorothy, I don't know. Blanche, well, I do. I'm going to go talk some sense into Rose. She needs to stop this right away because I am tired and I have to get up in the morning for 3 dates. Blanche saunters over to Rose and confronts her face to face. It is time for an episode of Good Idea, Bad Idea. Good idea, run from the zombie. Bad idea, confront them face to face. Rose looks at Blanche in dazed perplexity. Blanche, now Rose, stop this foolishness right now. I need to get my beauty sleep. You are being very selfish and you need to quit it right this instant. Look at my wrinkles. I'm practically getting one a minute waiting around here for you to get over your rash or whatever it was. Rose claws Blanche's head and tears a huge chunk of flesh off of her face. She starts to eat it and relish. Blanche, ow, what have you done? My beauty, it's ruined. I think you should run now, you bloody idiot. Rose bites Blanche's neck and starts to eat her twitchy body. Dorothy, Blanche, no. Sophia, at least the world will be rid of most of the STD epidemics going around. Dorothy, Ma, shut up and do something. Sophia, I'm going home. Good luck, Dorothy. Sophia runs out of the hospital as Rose inches closer and closer to Dorothy at the opposite end of the hall. Dorothy, I am so sorry I have to do this, but I have to. Dorothy picks up a surgical scalpel lying on the floor and aims it for reference at Rose's head. She forcefully throws the blade towards her target. The scalpel twists as it flies through the air and slices through Rose's forehead. Rose falls to the floor. Dorothy slowly walks towards her fallen friend, taking her lifeless body in her arms. Dorothy, my friend, I'm sorry. I had to do it for the sake of the world, you know. What a waste. She had such a nice rack. The end. What the bloody hell was that? What the... You know, I thought these Ace Oiler stories could not get any more ridiculous. And then, you know, the first story I read was like, okay, whatever. But this one was just like, what the heck? What the... You know what? Yes, no, yeah. I'm not even going to critique it, really. It was stupid. No, it was disgusting. It was disgusting. That's what it was. It was disgusting. Well, if you liked today's episode, I don't see how you could. But if you did, please be sure to leave a like and leave a comment. And if you haven't subscribed yet, please do. I would greatly appreciate it. I'll see you all in the next episode. I'm going to try to enjoy some dinner. Good luck to myself with that. See you all next time. Until then, cheerio.